Hey guys, Mr.III here, and today we have another video with wonderful Trane. So this is the AC unit giving an air code in the house. So if I show you right now the thermostat inside, it shows a 67.00 code. So if you look that up, you can see that it has an issue with the outdoor ambient temperature sensor. And we're going to go see what is actually triggering that and if we could fix it. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, and let's get into this. All right, so here's the unit. And of course, as you can see, I already took off the paneling and I do have some mothballs placed there because it is December right now of 2023. These are the mothballs I bought, and I could put links below because those are supposed to help critters stay away, since we actually had an issue the beginning of spring of this year, and the stupid mouse made a nest and chewed up all the wires. So as you can see, all that I had to fix myself, but unfortunately there was so much piss on the board that the corrosion was bad, so we had to get a new board, and luckily that was under warranty. The guy just said it was faulty, and luckily we got a new board there, because typically animal destruction to this unit is not covered by the warranty and things like that. But let me just move some of this stuff away. Even just feeling these mothballs in general, let me just toss this away. This thing actually generates some heat, and as you can see, there is still some feces here because, well, a few days ago I got the code inside and saw the alert, and then I was like, oh great, I hope the thing didn't come out here, because I didn't have a chance to put the mothballs in. There was another nest, and luckily I did remove that nest and clean off the sensor and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe that'll clear the code, but it did not. So looking through this whole thing, you can try to see what the issue is, point it out, but don't worry, I'm here actually to show you what's going on. Right now it says system status standby. Give it a sec. This thing's blinking. There we go, alert 1, ambient temperature sensor. Because that's what the code, and I'll show you in the book, which is actually surprisingly in the outdoor unit tucked in there. More urine. And then we had another alert here. In a sec, it's going to show you. It says alert number 2, LMP mode. And the outdoor unit is in limp mode. So before I start even doing anything, let's go to the unit and pull the power. So you can flip this so it's completely off and put it back in, or you can just leave it out and nothing's actually going through those wires. You don't want to get electrocuted. And then looking at the manual itself here, I did bookmark a few pages. So we're going to first go to the codes. And like I said, it was a 6700. So there it is. Ambient sensor. So we're going to have to look at where that probe is, or where those wires actually go. All right, and then our other code was that LIMP mode. And then as you can see over there, if I look to the far right, the ambient temp, which that is our first code, and that's why our second code is followed by that. So let's go actually take a look at what module actually has our sensor. Alright, so since I am not a trained tech and stuff with all this, I'm just going along with this information as anyone else would, with just reading a book. And as you can see, our circuit board looks like this. So the main thing we're looking at is this J1. So that's this right here. And then let me go over to our next page. And sorry, this book has been outside, so you can see the mold growing on there, and well, of course it did get pissed on too. So there it is. It says pin 5 and 14 black. So we're looking at this 5 and 14 on this J1, which I showed you, and also as you can see the list of stuff right here. So let's go over to the circuit board. Alright, so looking at it, this is the piece, and our 5 and 14 are these two black wires. Let's see if I get you. Right there in the middle there. So looking at everything, it looks all right. And tracing it, Goes through this connector here. Give a little tug. Okay, it's going through this harness down. And then it looks like, hold on a sec, it goes through this hole. And there it is. So then it pops out. It's this cable right here. And then there's our sensor. So this is our ambient, let's see if I could pop it out from the bottom up. There we go. So this is our probe, or temperature sensor. And of course it looks like it's okay, but as you can see, when I went through that path, a mouse could easily go in through here. Look at this big opening. Let's see if I can show you. You know, right through there, and just climb through that little hole. You know, it's perfect. There's nothing blocking it. And then it's inside all this. And that's why they actually climb up. And there's heat from this, like I said. And they build a nest during the winter. This thing puts out heat. So anyway, looking at this probe, I just noticed that the mouse chewed. Let's see if I can pull it out here. Popping that through. There we go. Let's see if I get this thing to focus. The mouse did a number right there, as you can see. So these wires are actually not connected, and that's why we're getting that error code. And then following that, I did find another wire right here. Let's see. So there's nothing connected to this. It looks like a clean cut too. So I think this is from the factory. And I traced this one up all the way to this wire, which then goes right into that port. And then I actually looked in the book and found out that this right here, R, is actually for load shedding. And I assume we do not actually use that for, I don't know if it's for generators or something like that. It's, you know, to bring down the load for like eco or something like that. And also, if you're wondering in the beginning how I got to that communication, here is what they show right there, up and down for 5 seconds. And that's how you actually get into the technician mode. That's on page 45. So right now I'm just gonna go pull out this sensor, and let's see, there should be a pin right there. Let's see if I could pop that with my finger. There we go. And give it a little pull, disconnected. Push this through the top over here. And then I'm just gonna do a quick fix on that using these solder seal connectors rather than using these other connectors in general. So these will be a little more protectant for the exterior and keeping water out, while water and, you know, other elements could get into those. Also put a note, if you are taking apart things, take a look at the connectors. As you can see, there has been some urine in there, so I'm going to clean out those with some isopropyl alcohol and scrub down other things off camera. Alright, so off camera I used these awesome wire strippers, which, you know, did that beautiful job, and it was just, you know, one click and pull. So when you squeeze that, that does that type of action. Then I have this, which I'm going to place those, and then, like I said, gonna melt some solder with a heat gun. So I'll show you guys the connection there, since you've probably seen this plenty of times done on YouTube and stuff like that. And then we're gonna install this and check if that code clears once I put power back into the system and reboot it. Alright, putting this in the on position. As you can see, the fuse right there. Alright, close that off. As you see, it still says system status standby, so that's positive. I don't see the other codes showing up. I got a few clicks. Neighbor's been using the leaf blower. Let's go in the house and reboot the system and see what it says there. All right, we're indoors here. Tapping that screen. I don't have any warning signs on the top. We are green status, so that must worked. We're gonna reboot the system anyway, but I think right now it looks all good. Let me also go here. Actually, let me test this out. If it will let me go into AC mode, because it was not communicating before, and I would have been able to, for some reason, activate. But right now it's telling me the correct temperature outside, which is good, because before it said it was like 86 degrees or something like that. All right, AC. System right now at that, so let's turn this all the way down. 71. Because we were in limp mode before too. Let's see. Let's go outside and check if that thing is kicked on yet. All right, so outside, and this thing is actually going. As you can see, it's spinning. So I think that's a success. It's communicating and getting a temperature. Alrighty, so that's success in my book. We don't have that code anymore, and the unit works. So we're seeing that temperature, and the AC even kicked on, which is beautiful. So now I don't have to worry about that in spring. But remember, buy yourself some mothballs if you do have these critters running around and trying to live in your unit. So that's a cheap way to protect yourself from this hassle that I have gone through. And hopefully this video was beneficial to you if you have that same type of error code, or trying to diagnose something yourself before calling someone and spending a couple $100s for a fix and then for parts. Okay. So don't forget to like, subscribe. Mr.III out.